Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to put out a video today. Everybody's talking about what to do with Star Wars, what Disney should do with Star Wars. It's already there. Let's check it out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you had a great day. And I know we all feel this way as the image on the screen. But I wanted to talk to you about something I've been thinking about for a very long time. In fact, Ryan Kennel at RK Outpost, I'll link his channel down below, actually got a year, 2 years ago, suggested this, that I get this, and I got both, and I was lucky enough to find them relatively easy on Amazon, and therefore I was able to get not just the hard copy but also the Kindle edition for free when I purchased this. So here's the thing. Disney's fucked up Star Wars. We all know this. Disney knows this. Lucasfilm knows this. Kathleen Kennedy's taken it all the way to the bank. I mean, she's ruined Star Wars and gotten paid premier bucks to do so. Well, since Doomcock's leaks, and I love Doomcock, and I believe people are telling him these things, I just don't see Disney doing anything to repair what they've done. At the very most, what I could see them doing is shelving Disney Lucasfilm for 10 years and not doing anything before they redo anything that they have a legacy name to. Namely the sequel trilogy. It's just not going to happen. For financial reasons, for pride reasons, it's just not going to happen. But let's say Disney decided they wanted to go in a new direction, listen to fans, hire people that really love Star Wars. The only way, in my humble opinion, that they can do this is by, taking something that's already there, it's pretty much already scripted, and not doing a not doing a movie series, not 3 movies, but reintroducing Star Wars as a mini series on Disney Plus or network. And they've already got the material for it. No one can say there's no material. They can adapt this already created item and create a very long and very good miniseries. Something dark and gritty, and still have Jedi, and still have the feel of Star Wars. Okay? So let's talk about this for a minute, shall we? This is Star Wars Legacy. My understanding is that it takes place... let's read up on it. It's a comic book series written by John Ostrander and primarily pencil and co-scripted by Jan Duursema and inked by Dan Parsons. Published by Dark Horse Comics, Legacy's first issues were released in June 2006. The series is set in the Legacy era, predominantly at 137 ABY. Its chief protagonist is Cade Skywalker, one of the greatest Star Wars characters ever written. He is very complex. He's had bad things happen to him. He's gritty. He's actually a bounty hunter and not a Jedi as we start this out. You can do flashbacks. So basically, what's happened is his master and father is killed in an attack by the Sith Empire. Now keep in mind this, Cade Skywalker is basically... let's see. It's set like 150 years after Luke Skywalker, or Return of the Jedi, I think. I'll link the wiki page down below as well, the Wikipedia page. The Dark Horse Comics announced return to Star Wars Legacy series with a new iteration that would have featured the great-great-granddaughter of Han Solo and Leia Organa Solo. Following Lucasfilm's sale, the Walt Disney Company canceled it. Of course they did. Anything that wasn't for them, maybe they had to pay Dark Horse Comics if they adapted it. I don't know. But with Disney, it's usually something about money. It's always about money with Disney, right? Well, you would think that they learned their lesson and it wouldn't be about, I mean, they're losing money. They've lost money on Star Wars. There's no way you can possibly imagine that they made any money on this, on their purchase of Star Wars. Their marketing alone has cost them almost as much as half of what they paid again. So you're talking $6 billion. Those movies didn't make enough money. DVD sales didn't make enough money. They trashed Star Wars. But let's take a minute and really try to understand this. This legacy, the title legacy, comes from Legacy of the Force, okay? It was, that's where they got the idea of the legacy era. Now, what they can do, these are totally different characters. I think there's a few scenes where Luke comes in and let's get you a few pictures of this and talks to Cade, because apparently after Cade loses his parents or his dad, etc., etc. It always got to start out with some kind of emotional disruption to the balance of life. That's what good stories do. But look, I want you to look at this real quick. I can get it up here on the screen. So, this is Cade Skywalker. Alright. This is not your typical hero. This is an anti-hero. This is a guy who has been broken. Okay? I believe he even gets a Force Ghost visit from Luke and basically tells him to go get stuffed. He's a drug addict. He's not a very nice person. Okay? This is something different enough that it could be a unique story for Disney and be dark and gritty and still feel like Star Wars. This is what they need to go for. And they don't need to pull punches either. They need to make this the way it is, the way it's written, adapt it as well as they possibly can. And the only format I can see them doing this in is a miniseries, because there's so much material and you don't really want to miss out on too much of it. Okay, let's see. Legacy begins just over 100 years after the end of the Yuuzhan Vong War. The Jedi Order has allowed the Shaper caste of the displaced Vong to terraform a desolate portion of planet Ossus, hoping to restore barren world to life and redeem the invaders to the galaxy at large. Known as the Ossus Project, championed by Cole Skywalker, one of the leading members of the Jedi Council. Since the defeat of the Yuuzhan Vong, the Imperial Remnant has built up its resources and forged itself into a more benevolent Fel Empire, with a more benign emperor, the third Fel dynasty on the throne. The success of the Ossus Project inspired other planets to vie for the opportunity to be terraformed, and as a result were briefly a success before process began to devastate ecosystems. Cause painful bony growths to sprout from the inhabitants' skin. Still distrustful of the Yuuzhan Vong, Galaxy knew who to blame: the Jedi. The Jedi suspected sabotage and convinced the Galactic Federation and Free Alliances to side with them. The Moffs of the Empire, however, invoked the Treaty of Anaxis and declared war on the Galactic Alliance. The responsibility for the sabotage were in fact the new Sith Order, which had been secretly building up its strength on the planet Korriban for over 100 years. 2 years into what became known as the Sith Imperial War, the Sith and their leader, Darth Krayt, would reveal themselves in the galaxy and join the war on the Empire's side. After 3 years of bloody fighting, the Galactic Alliance was forced to surrender, and though they were officially absorbed into the Empire, the remnant fleet broke away under the leadership of Admiral Gar Stasi. The Jedi Order retreated to Ossus, only to be followed there by the Sith. Cade Skywalker was raised a Jedi until the age of 14. Cade saw his father killed by the Sith in the Jedi Academy on Ossus Sact. Dropping his surname, Cade joined Rav's band of pirates and became a member of the galaxy's underworld. It was while working with Rav that he met Jera Sin. 7 years later, working as a bounty hunter with Sin and Dalai Blue, who comprised the crew of his ship, the Minok, Cade pursued a bounty on Marash Fel and became reacquainted with both the Jedi and the Sith. Exceptionally gifted in the Force, Cade now reluctantly finds himself at the center of galactic events, forced to embrace his Skywalker heritage, whether that heritage lead him to redemption or doom. He could be a Sith, he could be a Jedi. He's got darkness in him because of brutality, of the life that he's led. And it's a dark and very interesting way we could reintroduce the world to George Lucas's dream. And George Lucas, apparently signed off on this. So, there would be some kind of backstory and explanation. Look at these characters. These are dynamic. Marissa Fel, the only child of Emperor Rome Fel and the heir to the Imperial throne. Marissa, known to those closest to her as Sai, has proven her qualifications for the position of Fel's successor under the fire of skeptical moths. Sarah was pursued by Darth Crane's Sith hands to 137 ABY before being rescued by combined forces of the Jedi, the Imperial Knights, and the crew of Minok. Following that incident, she completed her training as an Imperial Knight and joined the Crimson Armored ranks. So, you think about this, there's some really good characters in here, right? Darth Krayt, one of the greatest villains. Darth Talon. There's a whole comprehensive character. Look at this. Let me show you here. Look at these characters. You got... Let's start at the beginning here. Cade Skywalker, Jera Sin, Dalai Blue. You got some strong female characters here, so you check that box. Just don't run with it. They're not the focus. You've got really good concept art already made. You've even got a script. Already built in. The dialogue's already there, the scenes are already there, the storyboard's there. It would take just principal production and editing and... it doesn't even have to cost them that much money, not in the beginning. This could be a Game of Thrones kind of deal for them, in my opinion. Because they could make it dark, they could make it realistic. I know it's Disney, and they're never going to do that. But, this is the only way I see that's left that's really going to work. And you're just going to have to tell fans, this is it. Deal with it. And adapt it properly. Don't change the story. Okay? This is... After the death of Emperor Palpatine, the defeated Imperial forces pulled back their capital world. Planet Bastion called the truce with the New Republic, blah, blah, blah. See, 130 years after Luke Skywalker destroyed the first Death Star. So I want you to think about this. It would be very, very simple, and I've seen this done before, maybe not to the best effect, to add a line that many stories have been told about the Skywalkers, and some of them were no more than legends. Leave it at that. That throws the whole sequel trilogy out the window because you go back to this. And that gives us a jumping off point with the remnants and the spirit and heart of George Lucas's creation. But because let's face it, that's where George Lucas' talent really lies. It lies in two places. It lies in creating this fantastical world, universe that nobody else could think of. Okay? He's so creative. He has heart and emotion and bonded those characters together. And to be honest, he got lucky. But George Lucas is an idea guy. He's a concept guy. He's a story man, right? He's not a writer. He's not a director. And he can convince people to innovate for him. He can come up with a concept and say, we want this, see this on the screen. How do we do that? He created Pixar. He did all these great and terrific things. But this is already done. Disney doesn't even have to do anything. I think it would be worth it for them just for that. So that's my video today. Let me go back up here so we can see it here. Legacy Volume 1. And there's 2 volumes, okay? And they're about, let's see, the first volume I have right here. It's about, I mean, it's got a lot of informational pages in it, but it looks like the principal story, like, I don't know, there's 200 pages there of full color, beautiful artwork. You know, I mean, this is amazing, and this story is so good, and there's so many great things about it. It would be so totally easy to adapt this season to season, and let you know, these characters grow and fit, the actors fit into their roles properly. I mean, it's terrific. Look at this. This is beautiful, and it's a story already written. It's a story well, it's Disney, so they'll fuck it up. I mean, I was about to say that they couldn't fuck it up, but, you know, they will. I mean, even if you scroll way down, you go, let's look here. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, this is an amazing thing. I'm not trying to stay on here long enough for people to get upset at me and copyright strike me, but look at this. This is just terrific. You know, I mean, you got so much diversity of character. You got so much, and when I say diversity of character, I mean different perspectives and different points of view, and you can see this, and you can see the conflict and the heartache and it's let's go back here. I saw something there. I mean, you can have a cameo. You can do stuff and feather the original trilogy into it in order to make it connect properly. I mean, we still have Mark Hamill, thank God. But unfortunately, you know, there's not a whole lot else we can do. The whole idea of rebooting and throwing out the sequel trilogy, you're not going to have Han, Leia, and Luke together ever again. I mean, any effort to do it via CGI or old footage or anything like that is just going to look, it's not going to be organic, and it's not going to be good. So, you know, once again, let's go back here. And this is really the thing that I think is going to save us all. That could save Star Wars for us all. Right? There's 459 pages in there. In this. And that's just the first volume. This thing could go on for years. It could be a TV series, 1 hour episodes, hour and a half episodes. I mean, it's crazy that this is sitting there. And they're never going to touch it. They're never going to do anything with it. It's the proper way to fix this, in my opinion. So, why don't you look down, tell me what you think. Please leave a comment. I really get a lot of joy at reading your comments. Like, share it, and for goodness sake, please subscribe. I'm not doing all this work for nothing. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Once again, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. It either entertained or gave you some knowledge to help you. Please, leave a comment and let me know how I'm doing, how I can do better. And remember, always, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.